sewing friends, it's Natalie, and I'm in the sewing room. So today I want to talk about this Simplicity 1110, and it is a tiered skirt, and I hacked it slightly. I used the top from this one that's longer and added pockets. I omitted the waistband piece, and I took these tiers up 1.5 inches each, and I like the length. So I'm about to finish it. I am about to iron the tiers and just do the top stitching here along the tiers, but I've got my waistband in, and this is in a I think we figured out this was a rayon crepe. It's very soft but quite heavy. It's a beautiful colorway with some kind of current print, animal print, and I've got my pockets that I added right there, and I like the waistband. I just did a fold over waistband instead of the extra piece, and of course I put my labels in it. All right, so I cannot wait to wear this. I can tell already it's going to be swingy. How was everybody's week this week? Oh, I must admit I was a bit down, and talked to some friends and listened, and feeling much better now. And of course, being in the sewing room is a big boost. So let's see what is happening. I have one friend who's a new sewist that I'm going to help learn how to make the Sophia pants from the Make It Simple Tilling in the Buttons book. And we're just discussing whether she wants to put the bib overalls on or not. And then I'm going to present it to the other gals I sew with to see if they want to make that overall set as well. What else is going on? Let's see. Well, let me get to this. Let me get to ironing, and then I'll do my top stitching, and then I'll do a showcase of the cute skirt. What made me want to make a tiered skirt is, of course, Tilly has one right now out, and I kind of promised myself I wouldn't mention it because I really want to buy all of the Tilly. I have a lot. I probably have over half of her patterns because they make me happy. So, and they're great patterns. They can be really simple, but also just cheerful and happy and inspired, and the instructions are great. But I already had, for some reason, I had bought 2 of these. So instead of tracing off a new pattern, I could just cut one to the size I'm at now. And so that was my decision for making this, and I adjusted it to have pockets. That's what it did not have that I needed. But it's a pretty simple tiered skirt otherwise, and the fabric I have is thrifted, but I get so lucky sometimes. I'm just so grateful. This is a high quality fabric, super drapey, but also weighty, not floaty at all. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just pressing my sewn and serged inner, as you can see, up towards the body, and that's on the smooth part. That is where I am going to do my stitching, so that stays put. And I heard something really cool this week. If you press before you sew, the saying was you shouldn't have to press again, which, I mean, I don't know how true that is. And it could be totally out of context, but I like the idea and I'm going to run with it. So that is what I'm doing. Okay, that moment when you realize you've almost sewn the whole top but the bobbin ran out a long time ago. Tell me if you've had that happen. I try to keep it lighthearted and just laugh. Because what can you do? So bobbin threading it is. To point out that this skirt takes a fair amount of fabric. This one called for I had 55-inch wide fabric and I had 4 and about a quarter. And I don't have enough, I don't think, for anything other than like patchy things left over. And I did a medium. And yes, it ends up being about 4 yards for the skirt. So be aware of that. But there she is, ready to be top stitched. And then I will be done. I did the hem. I just did a rolled hem. Okay, off I go to the machine. I want to thank all of my friends and my customers at my hair salon for being so encouraging about this YouTube channel. My first love, of course, is doing hair. I've been doing hair since 1989, and so that's been a minute. And this is just my latest creative journey. And I just love it, and I love sharing, and I hope that in this twisty, crazy world, it's bringing a little bit of lightness and distraction and some joy, and maybe even some inspiration to sew or do your own crafts the way you like to. My last client of today, Amy. Hi, Amy. She said, I can't wait till your next video comes out, and it just kind of gave me a boost. So I think that's why I'm doing it. The world makes me feel a little bit out of control, and this is, I am out of control in the world, obviously. And this is something that keeps my focus and keeps me peaceful and mellow, and sharing it. That's what this is about. So hopefully I can pass some of that peace on to another person. And so I hope to get to 1,000 subscribers by next summer. Apparently after 1,000, you can start doing, ads of things that you support, or somehow you get some pennies rolling in. And as you can see, I have a little bit of a fabric habit, and would be nice to subsidize that. So and hopefully I'm doing it by doing good and bringing some light to the world. Speaking of fabric, before I get sewing here again, I wanted to share a little tiny bit of my latest haul from my little fabric shop online, and I believe that is from not Belarus, but you know what, I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. But anyway, my latest thing is I want to do ginghams that are different sizes but the same colorway, and do cute little skirts and tops and coat sets, and maybe ruffles around the pocket in the other one. And I have 3 colorways of this. I have the mint and the slate steel blue, and I have over here a caramel and a blush. I'm gonna just bring all this with me. Boop. Thank goodness for rolling chairs. I'm not going to give my cameraman a raise, don't worry. Okay, so I've got the blush and the caramel there. Isn't that cute? And then there's a little tiny ear check up above, little gingham. And then I have the mint and sky blue, or robin's egg blue, in the mid check with the small check underneath. And so I can't wait to see what comes up with for those. So I'm getting back to my sewing over here. I'm gonna just do my top stitching. I decided I'm not gonna hammer down my waistband with a zigzag stitch. because I want to wear it for a while and see how it sets. So right now I have that untwistable, awesome Dritz elastic, which I can link in the area where you write about things. So so I'm keeping it stretchy. I mean, it's going to be stretchy even if I lock it down, but I just don't know where I want my pockets to sit and all that good stuff. So yeah, so here I go. I'm going to sew. Here I go. I'll put it on fast motion so you don't get bored. Okay, that moment when you realize you've almost sewn the whole top, but the bobbin ran out a long time ago. Tell me if you've had that happen. I try to keep it lighthearted and just laugh. Because what can you do? So bobbin threading it is. Do you take your basting stitches out? I did this time. There they are. I'm just curious to know if other people do. Up till now, I have been, let's see if yeah, it's on. I have been sewing over them, and I could have gotten away with it because I try to not sew my basting stitches any closer than like 3/4 of an inch from, is that right? Sorry, try to not go more than 3/8 of an inch. And then when I do my actual stitching, I do it at 5/8, so it would be all encapsulated in, but I did this time because I really like this fabric and I want the skirt to feel amazing when I wear it. Making sure my pocket's out of the way. My pocket bag actually hangs lower than this tier. You can't really see, but there's a tier right here. And my pocket bag hangs lower, so I just had to make sure that was out of the way. Ask me how I know. Well, I really love this fabric. It's just giving me a lot of joy. I'm still learning about fabrics. One of my teammates, I want to say, my sewsters, we call ourselves, she used to work in a fabric store. If you're from Portland, it was Fabricland. And she seems to know almost all of the fabrics. And she told me this was probably rayon crepe. And I just love the way it feels. Light, but it is also heavy. Sounds funny, but it has, you know, a body to it. So I really wanted to make this substantial, the waistband, because the bottom tier is 5 panels, 5 doubled up cut panels, and the middle is 3. So there's a lot of weight there, but that's also going to give it that amazing swing and presence. You know, a good tiered skirt makes you feel like $1,000,000. See, I think that's another pocket bag. Get you out of the way. Probably should not be on here talking while I'm sewing. It's kind of a quiet, focused situation. And I started sewing this skirt with friends in the room, so I didn't record any of that. So this is definitely not a tutorial. But there's my top stitching. Can you see it? Oops. And what that looks like on the inside. is I just lock down. So that's all, staying up. It's not going to get all wobbly when you wear it. And now I just need to do the bottom. And that is it. We're calling it a wrap. Just about finished with this. But I did want to pop on here and share gratitude. My son called me from his vacation. He's on vacation with his girlfriend's family. And he had just finished pressure washing his girlfriend's grandma's roof. And I just want to share, that's the kind of thing that just makes me so proud of him, because, he is showing signs of being a person who, A, sees what needs to be done, and B, a service-minded person, thoughtful. I don't get a lot of pet peeves, but one of them is entitlement. And you see people who are raised without, the thoughtfulness gene. They just don't encourage it. And, there's nothing more attractive in my mind, unattractive than a selfish, person who doesn't think to offer if they see someone, unloading groceries. And I hear that a lot from my son's friends' parents. So that's the kind of stuff that goes in deep. And it's definitely not all bed of roses, but those kind of things, they make me really proud. And that he called me totally unsolicited 2 days in a row. Yay. So that feels great. And still finishing up on this 5-tier bottom. Okay, let's see what it looks like. It's a little hard to turn out there in the grass, but I hope you got the picture. I love it. Make the skirt